Good morning. I am back from vacation. I have not been live here for 3 weeks. I don't even know how long it's been now. We were gone for 16 days in Florida, partly for my Create Retreat, which I'm going to give you a little recap on today. And then afterwards, spent time in Sarasota, which was very close to Anna Maria Island, which was where the retreat was. And we went over to Sarasota and really vacationed then. So we were gone. We did drive, which here from Ohio, I think is about a 16-hour drive, 15 and a half hours, something like that. And split it up into a couple of days going down to Florida and coming back because we have cousins who live halfway. And we were able to stay with them on the way down and on the way back. So it worked out really well that we didn't have to drive straight through, because I don't think that I would be able to do that. Like, I wouldn't want to sit in the car that long anyway, but that's a long drive to be able to drive it that far. While I am giving you a little recap of the retreat, I am going to do something creative in my journal here. This is the one that I have been using since January 1st, or the beginning of January, the first Monday in January, to do my word of the week. My stand keeps sliding, so I keep going off to the side there. Good morning, Tony. So I have done all kinds of different words and have been putting them into my journal, and I have been doing the definition, synonyms, antonyms. Tell me if you've seen any of those. And a reminder that after I do my video, they are remaining on Facebook for 30 days. And then after, really today, after the video, I have been putting them onto my YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can just put YT for YouTube down in the comments, and I'll make sure and put the link there so that you can get over to YouTube, because the replay of the video will be over there. And I believe since January, maybe since February, when this announcement came for the Facebook videos, all of those videos are over there. And then I'm in the process of putting more videos on there too. So you can binge watch a whole bunch of videos over there. Let me start by telling you this was my third Create Retreat. Different location of Anna Maria Island, different house than we've been in, and really just a lot of different things that we did and experienced, and different people, and it really felt like a whole brand new retreat that I just did for the first time. But the word that I'm going to start with today is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And since I missed a couple of Mondays in May, I'm going to kind of do a couple of them probably over the few weeks to finish them by the end of May. My voice is very froggy this morning. But the first word that I'm going to do is joy. And what I'm going to use to create the word joy on my page here in this watercolor workbook is some leftovers from one of the projects that we did. So during the Create Retreat, we did 4 projects, and we had 4 kind of different business sessions. So it was really a mixture of both of the things, the creative part and the business part. And one of the projects that we did is we created artist trading cards. Let me know if you've ever done those. I have done a couple of different projects, workshops, different things with artist trading cards, but we actually got to trade them at the retreat. There goes, oh, they just dropped all on the floor. Well, you're not going to see some because I'm not going to pick them up. But we traded the cards during the retreat, which was a lot of fun. So I have a whole stack of artist trading cards, and I have some of them turned around backwards here. So I have like a whole stack. Some of them were extras from the ladies that made them. Some of them are my extras. But I have like this whole fun stack of these artist trading cards because there were extra pieces on the paper of those artist trading cards. I have all of these extras. All of these extras that were from the ladies who made these. And that's what I'm going to use to spell out the word joy while I am sharing some other things that we did. So let me go ahead and I'm going to show you the page here. One of the things that I got to do after the retreat was I got to go to this art store that's in Sarasota. And this is like an actual art store. Like it's a real art store that has like real artist supplies, not a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby. And one of the things that I got was an Inktense. So I know this is going to be backwards for you, but it's a Derwent. Yeah, it's not even focusing. It's a Derwent Inktense pencil. I have a couple of these. This one is fuchsia. And what you can do with these is to add water to them and they will activate. So I am actually going to just create a background here for my joy word, and I will show you how it activates. When the ladies came into the house, and I see that Tony was on here, and I think I saw Nilda on here, they both came to the retreat. They saw lots of pink. That was the color for the retreat. And I had these little insulated tumblers for them. They had straws in there. And I put my name on the bottom of the one that I was using. But a lot of the ladies started using stickers. So I had a bunch of stickers that they could choose every day. And they started putting those on their mugs, which was such a great idea. And it was not one that I even thought of that they would do. So I have just a soft brush and I'm going to get some water and you can be able to see, oh my gosh, I love this fuchsia color even more than I thought that I would. Depending on the amount of water that you add, you can have, little dark areas if I just kind of like go over it. Or if I really wanted to blend those out, then I really get more of like a watercolor kind of look. Hey there, Lori. My stand keeps moving around. There's Nilda. I thought that I saw your picture on there. So these are really vibrant colors. And you can get these, I'm pretty sure, at Michael's, but I don't think that they sell them individually. And that's one of the things that I loved about this art store that I went to in Sarasota is that I could buy like individual things. This color is just going to work perfect for my joy word in here. But you can see like I'm leaving some of the pencil marks and I really like how it kind of like washed out like a watercolor. So I'm going to move that over here and I'm going to let this dry for a little bit while I show you some of the things during the retreat. Lori, that is an Inktense, a Derwent Inktense pencil. So it's kind of like a watercolor pencil and they're just really rich, vibrant colors. And I was able to get it at an art store in Sarasota, Florida while I was gone. All of these little pieces are the extras from the artist trading cards. And I just want to show you a couple because everyone's were so different. Some had stickers. I had little gems for them. Some were very light colored. I have a little sailboat on this one. Some were very like watercolor looking. This one had a gem on here, a little saying, but you can see they're just all very different. And that was one of the things that I loved about this project was everybody took the idea, look at the colors on here, and they just made them so unique. And I mean, that's really one of the things that I love about creating anyway. I think this was extra of mine. So these were my little extra pieces, and this is like after I added water to it. And oh, here was one of the ones that I added the little quote to it, and I had the like the little gems on there. So I have a couple of mine that are, oh, my stand keeps moving. It keeps moving. Hi there, Amy. So I had a couple extras, and they had these big gems on there, so I'm probably not going to use those. Well, I'm not going to use the artist trading cards, but some of them, they had little extras, and they made like little tiny trading cards. So this one, I didn't even notice, I had round stickers. They cut it into a heart. Very creative. And this one ended up being double-sided, so that was kind of fun. And then I had some extras, beautiful colors there. So that was one of the projects that we did, and I'm going to use the extras that I have to make my word joy. So I'm just going to put it on here. And I'm going to do the letter J. So I am using this Inktense pencil to just kind of make a letter J out of there. And this was just the extra from my trading card. And my scissors, I did not get down. So we had lots of pink at the retreat, and I gave each one of the ladies a little pink organza bag, and it had ring pops in there. You may have seen a really cool picture that we got with all of us wearing our ring pops. So that was really fun. The house that we stayed in was amazing. It was so pretty, right on the water. Came with a golf cart, had balconies, had a rooftop. If you have not seen any of the retreat photos, you can put in the hashtag. So put in the hashtag itself, and then create retreat 2025. If you type that into the search bar on Facebook, you will find all of the posts that were posted with that hashtag, whether it was mine or someone else's. And you can see pictures of the house. And so there's my J that I did there. You can see pictures of the house, and I'm going to do my O out of this one. And be able to see some of the things that I was talking about, and see some of the photos of the ladies and their projects. The first project that we started with was a journal, and it was a mixed media journal, and they were so fun. They just had all kinds of different ideas, and I'll show you the one that I had done. And I just got a lot of different materials. I keep dropping things on the floor. I have too many things on my table. I had all kinds of 3-dimensional things for them to add on to their journal, and then they could paint those, and they were so much fun. Oh, I see what I dropped here. Now I have cards and other things on the floor. Okay, so I'm cutting the O out of this one. So the three-dimensional journals, the mixed media journals, were so much fun because they were just very unique, right? Everybody used different colors, different materials, and we spent most of the very first morning cutting out, there's my O, cutting out things and adding to the journal and then letting it dry and painting those. And then I'm going to do my my Y out of this one. Let me think about how I want to. Let's see. You know, the word joy is so easy to do in letters like this. That's why I knew that I would be able to use these little scraps to be able to do my words. So now I have the J and the O, and I'm going to put these pieces together to make the Y. And that'll be so much fun. I think my backing is dry. And then I still have these other little pieces that I have some ideas. The other project that we did, which was so much fun, this is a different surface than I had them paint on, but it was a stained glass sun catcher. We call it a sun catcher. And we used a different product to be able to do these, and they turned out so pretty. Most people did flowers because they work really well on a round surface like this, but there were some really unique little sun catchers that people made. This one was super fun. I also gave them a little suction cup to be able to hang it, and I already have seen some people hanging their sun catchers, and I am in the process of collecting photos of all of the projects from all of the ladies. So hopefully you'll see a photo of all of the individual ones. I do have some group photos of those too, but it's fun to see up close, right? And see the individual sun catchers. And Lori says, I'd love to do this. Well, stay tuned for that three-dimensional mixed media journal. I have some thoughts on that. This was the, I think it was the second project that we did, and it was a lot of fun too. I'm going to go ahead and this is all dry. I'm going to glue on my joy letters here and show you some other things. I am just using my glue stick. I actually gave all of the ladies a glue stick in their bag. When they walked in the first day, I had a bag for them that had all their projects and everything in there. So that worked really well. They could put their name on it, kind of keep it together. Look how fun that's going to be on there. Sometimes I will take a letter like this and I will do a border. And I actually am going to show you something else that I got at the art store, and maybe I'll do a border with it. They had Posca markers that you could buy individually, and I did not have this color. This is fuchsia. Do you see a theme? I got the fuchsia ink tints and I got a fuchsia Posca marker. So let me see, just so that these letters kind of stick out, I think I'm going to outline them with a Posca. I haven't even started using this one yet, so I need to get the ink down there. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna love this color. I've never used a Posca marker like this, but you know, I just wanted to give it like an edge, and it actually works pretty well. And I love the fuchsia color. When I saw that it was an individual color that I could get, I was like, oh my gosh, I need it. I don't have one of those. So it was fun to go to that art store and be able to just look around. I got some watercolor paper, and I'll show you the other things that I got here too. But at the retreat, we did the creative projects in the morning, and then we had some lunch. I found a couple of small businesses on the island that would make sandwiches for us. So the first day we had sandwiches from this cutest little place. I had some ladies go pick up the sandwiches with me. So there is the J. That works really well. I'm going to need to let it dry now that I put that on there. Even though I have mainly greens on here, I'm still going to do like blues and green. I'm still going to do the fuchsia around here. Oh, and I kind of like it next to the turquoisey kind of color there. This is just making it so these stand out, these edges away from the background. Most people use a stamp pad to do this, and I just thought, well, I want to use my new Posca marker. And it'll just make these edges kind of stand out a little bit. So we had some lunch. We sat outside on the balcony. It was beautiful. The bay was right there. We saw this blue heron, this set of two blue herons hanging out by the pool just about every day. And boats and sailboats, and it was just so pretty to sit outside on the balcony. The weather was perfect. It was like in the low 80s. We were really close to the beach, walking the other direction, and lots of shopping and restaurants were really close. Do those there, and then this one for the bottom. So it was just a perfect location to be able to have so many things that were close. It was beautiful, right on the water. There was a pool, there was a hot tub. You can put in the hashtag in Facebook, the Create Retreat 2025, and you can see a lot of photos from the ladies. Probably still haven't even posted all of them because we all took a lot of photos. Do you take a lot of photos on vacation? I'll create an album sometimes of all the photos that I take, and it's a lot. The other Posca that I got was a white one because I could get it individually, so that was really nice. I'll let these dry just for a second. I got a watercolor book this size, so it is a 6x9, and it is, I was looking to see if it's a cold press, so it is a smoother watercolor paper, and it doesn't have like as many of the bumps on there, and I wanted to have a smaller size. It's a Strathmore, which is a name that I knew of, but it's called Vision on there. And then I got a Canson watercolor, and it is also cold pressed. So there's not as much texture like on the pages as the hot pressed. I believe that that's right. The other thing that I got was an individual Stabilo in white. And I have some ideas for what I want to do with that too. Oh, the other thing that I got, because you can buy them individually, which I think you can at Michael's too, is an acrylic ink, and it's the Daler Rowney, and I got indigo. I cannot wait to try this with some of my other acrylic inks and see, like I wanted a dark, but I didn't want black. And I'm excited to try the indigo and just kind of see if it goes kind of more purple or more blue or more gray. So I'm excited about that too. Let me go ahead and put these off to the side here. Oh, and I'll show you one more project that we did in there too. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. I think this is kind of fun how this turned out. I had a lot of people asking me about the retreat and wondering just all kinds of different things about it. Wondering like, how did I do that? How did I set it up? how do you plan it out? How do you plan the projects? And I had someone ask, how were you able to do that? And I think what they meant was, how were you able to make money and be gone for 16 days? And I started thinking about that, and really the way that I've been able to do that is I have set up my business so that I make recurring income. And that is one of the things that we talked about at the retreat was profit. Oh, Sue, that's okay. I'm glad that you were able to. Boy, my throat is really froggy. Let me try to drink more water. Oh my goodness. I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish. Lori, I just got them done yesterday. I don't know if you can see how that line moves. That's not like an optical illusion. Like it's actually like moving like that. Oh my gosh. I don't normally clear my throat like this on a video, so I apologize. Anyway, one of the things that we talked about was how to be profitable. And when I was on vacation at the retreat, I did not post about, there is a workshop going on right now that talks about memberships. And that, look how fun that is. And that is the way that I have been able to set up my business so that I had recurring income come in while I was on vacation. And Lori says she sees the line moving. So there's my joy word. I will put the definition, synonyms, antonyms, probably a quote down in there. What color do you think, do you think of when you think of joy? Because that's the other thing that I had been looking up. What color do you think of when you think of joy? I definitely think of like all of these kind of colors and pinks and those kinds of like brighter colors. But is there a certain color? Is there one color that you think of when you think of joy? I'm going to show you some of the other things from the retreat. So I'll go ahead and move my camera up here. The last project that I had the ladies do, I did not do an example of because I kind of wanted to just see how creative they would be. But I did something really fun with them. It was something that I read to them that I created. And afterwards, I gave them one of these wooden hearts to be able to paint. And they were beautiful. I am getting photos of all of those too, and just loved how unique they were and how individual they were. So I will be sharing more of those too. Some of the other things that we talked about during the retreat, I talked about the business side of things and talked about being profitable. If you are interested in learning more about memberships, that workshop, today is the second day of the training that was released at 10 a.m. today, just about an hour ago. And you can still watch those videos and find out more about that. But really, that was how I was able to go on the retreat and really not work even the second week that we were on the vacation part. But so you can let me know. I'll put the link for that up in here too after the video. But one of the other things that I wasn't expecting at the retreat is I have 2 bags over here of gifts that people brought and things and other people bringing things that they wanted to share. And so it was just I talked about being profitable in more ways than just money. And for me, that was one of the things that I enjoyed the most about the retreat was the way that we um, probably got filled up. I don't know if that's like the right way, but there were so many memories. We actually called them precious memories because the retreat was, the theme was precious and profitable. And there were all kinds of different things during the time, that I was there the whole week, and just seeing the experiences that the ladies had. And we finished it with something that was actually very memorable that the first night I didn't know if it would work or not. We had a little reception up on the rooftop. We didn't stay up there because it was very windy, but you can see some of the pictures from the first group that was there, and the second group are a little bit different because it was much windier, the first group. But after we took some awesome photos up there, we had some candles up there, and that's actually my profile photo over on my personal profile has those candles from the retreat in there. We came downstairs, we had some amazing little cheesecakes from the Cheesecake Cutie, which is the same place that we had sandwiches the first day of the retreat. And every retreat, I have something for the ladies as a reminder of some part of the retreat. And this year it was the idea of precious, and I found something that was perfect for remembering that. And I didn't wear it today. I'll probably put it on a little bit later, but it was this beautiful necklace that I gave to them that says, "She is more precious than rubies," which is Proverbs 3:15. So it was a beautiful necklace. The chain was so pretty. It's like that antique gold. There's a little ruby on there, a little rose, and there is a little butterfly on there too. Isn't that, it's so pretty, and it hangs like down lower, instead of up higher. So I gave each one of the ladies those, and it came in a sweet little box, all wrapped with some gold on there. I feel my stand moving again. And it had a little card in there, and it was just packaged like so perfectly, and came in like a little bag there. I'm not going to read the little card. I do have one lady that was not able to attend the retreat, so I'm going to be sending her this necklace, her necklace, and the pink cup, and the things from the retreat. So there is a picture of the inside of that little card, and I know some other ladies from the retreat are sharing that, but I just thought that I would wait. But I just wanted to show you, I have this whole bucket, which Terry Broyles, which I don't know if she's on here, gave to me, of the unicorn, because you may have seen the unicorn float that makes the appearance every year, and the little unicorn bucket there. And there were some other little unicorn things. She actually found this unicorn sticker and this adorable little unicorn notebook with little unicorns on it. So much fun. And then she found these little stickers, and I think oh yes, there's a pair of socks with unicorns and a pink car, which is perfect since the color was And then these little pink socks in there. So just all kinds of fun things that that I got from, oh, and this too. There's little surprises in here that I haven't even, I might do that as a little video, this little unicorn and an egg Zania. So there's little surprises inside there. I'll open those at another time. And, you know, I opened this and I believe that Nilda had this for me. And look, it's a beautiful little ceramic with the little footprints and the little spiral. I believe that it was Nilda. Nilda, if you're still on here, tell me if this is, oh, she says yellow and also pink. Perfect, because I had pink on the background. But was this, it's not in the bag that you gave to me, but I feel like this was one of the things that you had wrapped up in the bag. So if you can tell me, because I had so many things that I brought home and it got separated, I think, from, oh, it wasn't you. Okay, now I have to try to remember who it was. Maybe it was Cheryl. I don't know. I had so many different people. But I will show you one little thing that Nilda made. And it was this beautiful little pin. She made them for all of the ladies. So it goes really well with my shirt today, doesn't it? It has the pink and the purple and the blue in there. And she put Create Retreat on there. Had a little pearl, which a little blue pearl, and then this little pink heart up here. Aren't those so pretty? So you might go check out Nilda's page, her Thou Art Strong page. I don't know why my stand is so slippery today. And you may see some of these flowers. So go over and follow her page. What else did I have? Some of these. Oh, Nilda gave me some paint, and I believe magenta. Look, it matches my shirt too. It's magenta paint. So thank you for that. And I have some ribbon in there, and a beautiful card. I kept all of these things together, so now I just have to remember. I have some other things too. But look, she made me this beautiful card with all of these handmade papers because I was celebrating my 5 years in business, and this beautiful little purple ribbon. We had a scavenger hunt, and the ladies had fun going around and finding things on the scavenger hunt around the island. Oh, we got to make some little pins. I have that in there. And little pin. And you added the beads to it. So that was a lot of fun. Laura McNeely let us do all of those. I had that one. Kind of coming out of here. I had this beautiful little angel that Cheryl Cullen made for me, so that was a lot of fun. I had that in there. There were just so many things. Hey there, Laura. I was just showing your pen that we got to make at the retreat. There were so many different things. I have a notebook that Christy Patrick made for me with pretty little signs. I have just all kinds of different things. So many memories, so many photos that I still have to go through and share. And keep an eye out on the events here on my page, because probably early next week, there will be a retreat after party. And I do this every year to get the ladies together from the retreat for us to be able to have like a little reunion. And I do it on Zoom, and I will share it over here and be able to just kind of reconnect with the ladies who are at the retreat. So you'll hear more about that when all of us get together. Look in events. I don't have the date set, don't have the event created yet, but it'll be next week sometime. And I will have other things coming up, the artist trading cards, the sun catcher, the heart. There are some of and the mixed media journal, those 4 projects that we did, those are some of the projects that I'm going to figure out how to offer through here. And definitely, probably the artist trading cards will be first, because that is an easy way to do those online. So I am going to offer a workshop with those, and the other projects will come along too, because they were the types of projects that I love to have people create with me, because there was so much room for being creative and your own ideas and your own colors, and just making them unique to you. And that was one of the things that I love. The last thing that I wanted to tell you about, we did get some artwork as we were leaving on the Wednesday. Is it the Wednesday? The Wednesday, so last Wednesday, there was a beach market on Anna Maria Island. So we went back to the island, even though we were in Sarasota, and there was booths out there. One of the people I have connected with, and went up to her booth, and I actually got, I'll call them souvenirs. I got 2 souvenirs. Where did I put? Oh, from my friend, and they were packaged so pretty in this little turquoise bag. And I'm going to show you the little card here. It is my friend Elizabeth, who is with beachyboholife.com. And she has these little cards for the Beachy Boho Life. And she has her little, but if you just go to Beachy Boho Life. And I ended up finding a pair of earrings that I liked. And after I looked at that pair of earrings, then I found another pair that I really liked. So this is my new pair of earrings that are these beautiful turquoise with a spiral at the top there, made by Elizabeth at Beachy Boho Life. And these are kind of more like everyday ones. They are lighter, and they do have the little backing on the earring. But then I found this other pair that I really liked that I've worn a couple of times already, and they're a little dressier. So I don't know, a little heavier maybe, I don't know. But I found these with the spiral, and they're made so well. And I was so excited to be able to see Elizabeth again. I saw her last year, and be able to get some earrings from her. So thank you, Elizabeth. I believe that she does come and watch my videos, and I told her that I would be doing a little shout out. The last thing that I wanted to show you was a piece of artwork that my husband wanted to get at that same market, because we got one last year. Last year we got I don't even remember, it's hanging up in our living room. We got a turtle. And the artist, I had to ask Elizabeth if he was going to be there again and what the name of the business was. So it is called 10th Avenue West, I want to say, is the name of the business, because they have a storefront in Bradenton off the island. And what we decided to get this year, I haven't even shared a picture of this anywhere yet. We decided to get a crab to match our turtle. So this is the crab that we got. And it is, oh, I see you signed it on the back. I just noticed that. And we're probably going to hang it kind of like in an angle like that. But look how pretty it is. It's all resined on there. And these eyes are 3-dimensional there. And it is cut out from a piece of, I want to say, aluminum, and painted on there with, I don't even know how he does, it's like a special kind of paint, and then does this resin over top of it. And he wanted to come back and get another one, so we're going to hang it up on the wall near the turtle. We've kind of figured out so that they kind of go together. So Tony says, I love the earrings. I love the crab. The crab goes very well with our turtle. So we kind of hung them up, and Lori even put like a little crab on there. So much fun. And I hope that you are able to be a part of the after party that we'll do next week and hear more from the ladies and more about what they experienced, because there were definitely times where they went off and did things on their own and had different experiences than being at the house. And just so much fun and so many memories for me of watching the ladies make their own memories, and lots of big things are coming, have been planned, have already happened from the retreat. And I'm excited about knowing that because I provided that experience and facilitated the retreat, that they were able to get around ladies, get around people who understood what they were talking about, get around people who encouraged and just gave them ideas that they needed. And they were able to, I think there's going to be collaborations that come from the retreat. Just so many cool things. When you get together in person like that, and especially when you're in the same house for a couple of days with people who get and understand about being creative, about having a business, about all of those things, there's like some magic that happens there. And that is one of the reasons why I love offering the Create Retreat, is to get in person and be around people who encourage me and inspire me and understand the importance of being together like that. That is a little recap of the Create Retreat. There will be more at the after party. And remember that this video will be on YouTube later today, so you can watch the replay over there, and be looking for more pictures, workshops coming from the retreat, and maybe even some videos of how when I open up this indigo acrylic ink there. I might do that too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for wanting to be creative, because I think it's important. I think it's important to take that time for yourself, to be creative, to explore different mixed media things. I showed all kinds of different ones here today, and just taking a little bit of time. It didn't take me hardly any time to do the background with the pencil, to cut out those letters and glue those down. And I feel like it made a really fun little page with those letters. So I appreciate you, and I will see you back next Monday for another word of the week on Art in the AM.